Okay, gentle movement for self-care. I'm going to think about how I come down. Gravity hip hinge, my hips go back up and away, then my knees bend last. And usually what we tend to do is we bend our knees first. A more flowy representation, dynamic through the ankles, one of our dynamic vitality places. Gravity hip hinge, then my knees bend. And you can think of it like ABC. 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 Ankles, hips would be the next in the alphabet, and C would be the knees or last. So ankles, hips, knees in the in the weird alphabet. Up and over, forward. I'm going here. But if I go forward first, it starts the flow of synergy, coordination, and timing differently. A little something for my knees. I can bring my arms. So my left arm's not quite moving so as fluidly. So I'm going to start there. So we have 4 movements. Kind of bringing awareness. My hand moves away, and I'm jiggling. Bend my elbow, jiggle, then I can feel my head lengthen. Feels really good, kind of takes me more into parasympathetic relaxation. I can straighten my arm and jiggle. And now with that gentle movement, I can just run my arm again, and my range of motion is more fluid all the way up. Then we have falls. Falling, falling, falling catch. I can tell there's something in my elbow, so I'm just going to kind of come over and connect into that. As I go to the outside, I can feel my ribs kind of reaching over, so I'm going to kind of just come and connect with my ribs and keep that in alignment. Bring my shoulder up, then little tiny circles. I used to call them wristwatch, princess-sized wristwatch. You really want to try to feel like right there, my head came into more alignment. My breath comes on board a little bit. And the concept through the dynamic neuromuscular stabilization work is that the joint gets centrated, and so all the rest of the body kind of turns on and comes on board. Coming across, working on my clavicle, I can turn my head towards it. Right now I'm kind of feeling my feet tingle, so I think I'm going to take my shoes off. Spread my feet. Come back around, check the range of motion, and actually now the range of motion in my right side has improved as well as my left side. There's a little something on the left. I'm imagining the next move I need is kind of like swing and impress my ribs and stretch. Impress my ribs and stretch. Impress my ribs and stretch. Feel the breath. Feather down. Yeah, that kind of helped a little bit. Then I can go to the other side. Sometimes we go back and forth, but jiggle. I'm reminded I like to bring my hand out and imagine the bones of my fingers resting into the bones of my wrist. And now didn't do this on the other side. I'm flicking the water off my hand. Into the elbow. When I fold my elbow and I jiggle across my elbow, I can work deep into the elbow structure. Deep is relative, but if I'm stretched here and working, that can be relevant. Anywhere in that range of motion, I can listen and sense what it is that I'm aware connects into my whole body. I also just turn my head towards that. Bring my arm up, kind of feel the 45-degree angle. Resting in. I'm feeling my head go into a little extension, so I'm kind of coaching it back to more neutral. Working with the shoulder. And oftentimes I get my symptoms on the left side, but my right side shows up as, so I was side bent, so I'm just going to shimmy through my whole body to bring myself back. Ground reaction force, leg, arm. One hand comes up, the other hand comes up, and now I'm going into kind of a whole body flow, bringing my legs up. My arms and legs can go in the same direction. They can go in the opposite direction. Feeling like I want to focus a little bit at my sacrum and my hips. Ground force, bring it up. And then I'm going to roll on my side, come to sitting. And then that becomes a nice little, how long was that? 8-minute refresh, reorganize, rebody. And tap into the parasympathetic state of relaxation, awareness, and capacity. Good for balance, good for relaxation, good for connecting with ourselves. Gentle movement for self-care.